Okay, welcome back to session. We'll just wait for 2 more minutes and we can start the session, okay? Okay, fine. Let us not waste time. So we were discussing about the closure of the permit, how work permit will gets closes, and also how can be cancelled. So one is, once the permit is issued, it will be valid for the 7 calendar days, or in case of any permit, also if there any break in the work more than 1 calendar day, still we have to write a new permit has to be issued. After completion of the job, agents undertaking the job must be ensured that all the tools, tackles, man, material have to be removed from the place of the work, and also the area has been made clean. Guards and gratings or railings, if have been removed, shall be fixed properly. So it is that once it has been done, it is okay. हमारा काम तो हो गया, फिर इधर से निकलने गया, ऐसा नहीं है. So once it has been done, we have to make it how we have taken for the work. Because any guards you have removed, in case of any railings you have removed, in case of any equipment we have removed, in case of any other parts of the work area if you have disturbed, so you have to bring it back to the normal position. All the signing authorities of the approval must sign on the closure as well. So here we can see the most of the non-complaints with respect to the permits. While issuing, they will sign everybody, but during closure, there are mismatch with the signature parts. Now, on completion of the job, before the time expiry of the permit, a permit must be returned to the issuing authority with the status of the job and also date and time duly marked on the permit. So before the due date, if the, for example, the permit is for 7 days, you have completed in the 5 days, there you have to mention duly on the date and time of the permit closure, which means the completion of the work. That is about the closure. And if you see the cancellation of the permit, how in what circumstances the permit gets cancelled. The permit shall be cancelled when the following one is declaration of plant site emergency situation, any accident at the work area, or permit conditions are violated. So these are the 3 conditions the permit gets cancelled. In case of A and B, acceptor should not stop the work and cancel the permit automatically, while in case of C, it will be by the signatories of the work permit or an auditor. See, A and B cases, the permit will be cancelled automatically. But in the condition of C, either the signatory authority or auditor. So here the permit system has to be audited. It has to be audited. Or the signature authority found that there is a violation of the conditions which is mentioned, then this permit gets cancelled. A permit can also be suspended for a short duration of work conditions or not meeting the conditions specified in the work permit until such time the conditions are rectified. This can be done by the signatories and also the work permit or an authorized auditor. So it can be suspended for the some time. So in case you found any deviation, then they said that, sir, within 1 hour or within 2 hours, we can make it all the complaints, then we'll start the work. So for such a duration also, you can suspend the permit. Okay, it is done by the signatories as well as auditors can have this authority. Now we'll see the audits. So how the audits happens. The auditors authorized by the plant HOD or the HOD safety will audit the work permits. So one is the auditors are authorized by the HOD. HOD means the plant unit head or the HOD of the safety of the HOD of the safety. A detailed audit checklist will be developed for the use of used by the HOD safety, and the purpose of audit is to ensure the permit preparation is adequately done, keeping in mind all the hazards. The job of the conditions are met, and the use of the PPEs. The job is carried out at the safe manner, and the permit procedure is followed. So here the safety role is they have to verify that the permit conditions are properly met, all the hazards have been identified or not, required PPs are followed or not, or whether they have followed the permit system. Now we'll see some of the auditor's functions. So by examining the permit in the book to see if they are filled in the correctly and also rightly precautions have been identified. One is you have properly written or not. The permit has been properly written or not. Then also the precautions have been identified or not. For the identified hazards, proper precautions are identified or not. By examining the actual execution of the job and ensuring it is complies with the what is addressed. So one is first they will see the permit book, then they will see the physical location of the activity. So whether whatever they have written in the permit book, whether they are executing in the work area or not. The frequency of audit shall be random, but at least once in a week. So it has to be done at least once in a week in a random basis. There is no condition that every day we have to do. A permit auditor submit a report to the sector chief or HOD of the plant. It is the responsibility of the plant HOD to take the corrective actions as per the recommendations or suggestions given by the audit. So we'll submit to the plant HOD, then he is responsible for taking the such actions. A permit audit finding shall be communicated to the both issuer and acceptor for immediate complaints. In case of non-compliance, if you are found, we will tell them these are the non-compliance, so that they will take the immediate action. Permit may be cancelled by the auditor at any moment of it if the conditions are found not satisfactory or change of the situation or change in the agreed conditions. So he is having authority to cancel the permit at any point of time if he feels that the complaints are not meeting the requirement. Then responsibility. I will say the responsibility of HOD. I think somebody asked yesterday. I think Rajani, yeah. Rajani asked about the safety officer, how his role. So here the HOD of safety will be shall in charge to train and validate all people involved in the signing of the work permit procedures. So first his role is to train the people who are involved in the signing of the work permit procedure. And the list of such people authorized to sign in the work permit should, however, to be prepared by the individual plant HODs and area in charge. A final authorization shall be done by the respective plant HODs or area in charge as per the format attached. So for that also there is a format. We'll see that. So once it is signed, the list will be authorized by the HODs of the area in charge or prepared by the individual plant HODs of the HODs and the area in charges. They are going to make the list. HOD safety shall also arrange to provide training and also validating people identified as auditors and those procedures. And the auditors will be from the plants or safety department. Either the people from the plant side or from the safety department side also, they will be act as an auditors. And he shall provide necessary training material and also develop procedure for validation and also authorization of various signatories to work on permit in close coordination with the plant HOD and also area in charges. He will make the procedures, he will make the authorizations how it can be done, and also he works with closely with the plant head and also area in charges. Then he is responsible for the periodic review and also updating of the work procedure. He is going to review the procedure, how it is following. Is there any gaps in the procedure? He is going to be responsible for that. Then where the difference arise in the interpretation of the work procedures, the same shall be resolved by the HOD of the safety. Interpretation in the sense, the understanding of the procedure is not meeting, then the HOD of safety will comes in. He will make them understand about the procedure what they are following. Okay, that is the responsibility of the safety. And then plant HOD. The plant head in charge shall be identify all the personnel involved in the work permit system and train and validate in accordance with the HOD safety. And plant HOD will publish the list of authorized persons in the prescribed format after the validation and training. Once they got training from the safety department, he will make, in the sense, somebody will make, he will authorize them, saying that these are the people authorized to do a signature. Okay. Then preparation of records or making the records. The original or the acceptor copy of the all the closed permit shall be kept by the issuer for a period of at least 30 days from the date of the closure of the permits. The original copy, because that is the first copy which will have with the acceptor at least minimum 30 days from the closure of the permits. They are telling at least 30 days. So some of the ISO documentation, they used to keep 3 years or 5 years or retention period, document retention period or 10 years. Based on that, they'll keep it. But as per this standard, they are telling at least 30 days from the closure date, it has to be maintained. Okay. With this, we have done this theoretical part. Now it is mostly about the formats. So any questions as of now? Any doubts?
हेलो
Yeah.
सर, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है
Mm-hmm.
ये जो कैंसल परमिट वर्क परमिट जो है, इससे मान लीजिए इसमें थ्री पॉइंट्स है कि प्लांट में अगर इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन हो रहा है तो परमिट कैंसिल हो जाएगा, और एक्सीडेंट हो रहा है तो परमिट कैंसिल, मतलब ऑटोमेटिक कैंसिल हो जाएगा या कैंसिल करना पड़ता है इसको?
ऑटोमेटिक कैंसिल मतलब वो इनवैलिड हो जाता है।
तो जो हम परमिट इशू किए हैं, जो इशू हुआ है, वो परमिट कैंसिल हो जाएगा, मतलब
वही
ऑटोमेटिक?
बता रहा हूँ कि फॉर एग्जांपल ऑटोमेटिक कैंसिलेशन मतलब ये तो सिस्टम जनरेटेड नहीं है ना, ये तो फिजिकल कॉपी है।
ओके सर।
ऑटोमेटिक कैंसिल कैसे होगा? हम लोग जो फॉर्मेट है हम लोग नीचे लिख लेता है, दिस फॉर्मेट विल
हाँ,
बी ऑटोमेटिकली कैंसिल्ड इन केस ऑफ एनी emergency declared in the plant or any accident happened in the work area करके हम लोग नीचे एक नोट लिख लेता है। By keeping that statement, this permit will cancel automatically, मतलब invalid हो
ओके
जाता है।
ओके ओके।
Okay, then we'll see the formats. I think most of the people have seen this formats. It is about the work clearance from इसका तो dates आ जाता है, date and time, and issued to which department or sector, exact location of the work area where exactly they are working, nearest fire alarm point, description of activity, name of the permittee or signature of the permittee. Permittee in the sense acceptor. Okay, here date हो गया. Then here the checklist will start. So equipment area is inspected, surrounding area checked or not, equipments are blinded, equipment are properly drained, equipment electrically isolated or tagged, or then wide permit number. So tagged wide permit number in the sense, you see here tagged wide permit. So here even for isolation we'll have electrical permit. So that permit will get linked with the cold work permit. Whenever you are doing any gardening activity, as we have discussed, in case you are doing any gardening cutting, there you need any the garden trimming machines need any electrical supply or any isolation or etc. So where that additional permit has to be attached. Okay. Then the activities has to be followed or expected residual hazards. So here it is about the what are the hazards which can present. Then they will tick here. Then what are the PPs required? Against the additional PPs to be used in addition to the standards. Based on the PP requirement, they can choose here. They will tick mark here. So these are the PPs supposed to be used. And in case of any additional precautions to be taken, then here the issuer will write the comments. Then issuer and permittee. Permittee is nothing but a receiver. Signature they will send along with their telephone numbers. Okay. In case of any losing of the permit, certify that the subject work has been completed or stopped, or any area is clear, or if there is an issuer, verify that the job has been completed and also area has been clear. Oh, it is not losing, it is a closing actually, I'm sorry. Yeah. In the closing of the permit, they will verify, they'll put the date and time, name and designation and signature in the respective columns. Okay. This is how it works. Then these are the general conditions. So these general conditions can be printed on the back side of the copies of the permits, so that they will read all this general condition, do's and don'ts with respect to the hold. Okay. Then hard work also same. The section, main section will be clear. Serial number of the permit will be there, and work clearance from hours and date, and issued. Then permit type, normal, shutdown or blanketing. What is the exactly? Nearest alarm stations, or it is permitted, is common again. Then what is the activity with respect to the area? This is also general. Then here we talk about the precautions, equipment properly depressurized or done. Then here check the gas testing within the 5-meter radius of the activity. Then for the hard work or any confined space entry, we will follow this checklist. Okay. Then what are the precautions to be followed? We will mark here for the vessel entry. Then we will identify the residual hazards. What and all hazards will be present based on the discussion from the issuer and receiver. They will identify the specific hazard and they will tick mark here. And then against that, they will suggest the additional PPEs which are required. Then additional precautions. Then who and all involved in this permit, they will be signing here. Here talking about the fire permit signatory, gas safety inspector, and also permit receiver, their signatures. Then general conditions. These all general conditions also can be printed in the backside of the permit for their reference. So once the general conditions are read, here receiver and also issuer is going to sign. Understood that those conditions have been explained to the acceptor. Okay. Then it is about the confined space. And along with the confined space, what are the associated activities? Sometimes while we go inside for any specific activity, any other associated work is happening, we will write that specific associated activity and we will tick mark here. Then here we will name the trained attendant of the entry. So here name the trained attendant will be who is trained to monitor the activity. Then we will name the name of the trained entrance. Entrance will be who is the people who are entering inside the confined spaces. So we can't allow everybody to confined spaces. Maybe they are not aware how to do or what can be done in case of any emergency in confined spaces. So here we have to identify the dedicated people for the entering inside the confined spaces, then to monitor the conditions of the confined spaces. Then we can see the rescue procedures established or not. Then here we're talking about the isolation process. Okay, then as usual, our risk assessment process will start here. Then we'll write about the gas test details. So as I mentioned, the subsequent gas test details has to be written here. Then issuer and receiving or entry engineer. And this is about the checkpoint to be verified before entering into the confined space. Okay. Then again, general conditions with respect to that activity. Then signatures. So here, the tracking. So confined space, we used to give the every half an hour or every 1 hour based on the nature of the activity. we used to give the rest intervals for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Based to track that, here we have to maintain the tracking. Okay, person A went at so and so time and he came out so and so time, and he will sign the attendant. He is going to authorize that. Okay, this person has been came in this time and this person has been came out after 10 minutes. Okay, we will sign it off. Then excavation permit. This section is common for all the permits. Then type of permit, whether it is a normal or shutdown or any construction activity. So excavation location. So here we will identify any other utilities which is passing through. Then here we are talking about the type of excavation. I mean the dimensions of excavations. So how many meters you are doing? What is the width and also what is the length? And the purpose. Again, the risk assessment starts any subsequent permits. Then if it is in a mechanical excavation, there we will take the permit issuer name and HOD and their signatures. Okay. This is about the underground utilities, any underground power cable, underground communication cables, underground fireworks cable, underground oil or sewer lines. In case of any such lines which are passing through the in that excavate area, and there we will highlight that. Then general terms and conditions will start along with the end of the signatures. Then electrical work permit is also same, where you are exactly working, which equipment, date and time, lotto has been applied or not, or DN is dead or not. It is talking about the isolations, how the isolation is done. Then certification of completion, once it is done, they will remove the lotto. Okay, this is about the technical process. Because I'm running through it, we can't read line by line. It is just a general checklist. So you can, by reading, you can understand the points. And this is the work at height. Again, here the checklist will be there. Permit shall be checked the following items for complaints before closing. Okay, these are the all precautions and also the measures who is training and their conditions. Okay. We want to see this is about the big permit, scaffolding, all the things they have covered. Then radiation permit is not that much important because it is very rare in cases. Additional precautions. Okay. I think yes, that's all about this work permit system. If you have any questions, we can discuss now. We have another 2 minutes, 11 seconds. If you have any questions, we can discuss. Okay, fine. If no questions,
we can close the session. Thank you.